How do we get more customers? How do we generate more leads? How can we increase revenue? Guys, this is the age-old question for any business owner, any entrepreneur, anyone in the C-suite. It's always the main question. There's only 3 markets that you even focus on as a business owner when you're trying to sell something. You're either helping someone get more money or save more money. So, the marketing pool, you've got something to do with relationships, or there's something to do with your health. Okay, health, wealth, relationships. Those are the 3 markets that people sell in. So it's always about money. How many leads can you generate? How many calls can you book? How many demos can you book? How many customers buy? How many of them stay with you for a long period of time? How many of them can you sell on the back end so that you increase their lifetime value? These are the questions that we're always trying to answer. And it always comes down to this when you're trying to grow your company. What are the most successful ones in my industry doing, or even the most successful ones in other industries? And what can I take from them and emulate it in my own business? So if you want to get more money, if you want more leads, more sales, more customers, you have to see what is working out there already from the most successful ones. And one of the most successful companies right now is Amazon. Jeff Bezos, the richest or the second richest person in the world right now, definitely in the top 3. It goes up and down a lot, but Amazon, everyone knows it. The company is valued at a ridiculous amount of money. It just profits. It's just a beast. It wasn't always like that. But if you look at Jeff Bezos and you look at what he did and what he focused on to get Amazon to where it is today, it's all about placing a lot of importance on the customer, prioritizing the customer in every way, shape, or form. And so if you want to emulate what a company like Amazon did, maybe you don't want to make billions, but perhaps you want to make mils, you still need to focus on the customer. And when it comes to marketing, it's the same process, the same facts apply. You have to focus on what it is that the customer wants. When people read the letters to shareholders that Jeff Bezos wrote, the word customers is put into these letters more often than the word Amazon. So that should tell you that focusing on your customers is always your priority, and perhaps that's common sense, but it doesn't matter what industry you're in, or rather what section of the company you're working in or operating in. It's always based on customers, whether it's marketing or sales, service delivery. A lot of people get this wrong. They think that it's only to do with the service delivery, customer satisfaction, how you can best serve the customer in those ways. But it doesn't have to be specifically in that area. It can apply to all sections of the business. And so if you want to get more money, more revenue, more leads, more sales, more customers, more sales demos, you have to look at what these other companies are doing first and foremost. But secondly, you have to also identify what kind of things that you look for when you purchase from a company. Typically, those are the things that you also need in your business in order to generate the revenue that you're looking for. There's no better way for me to present this argument to you than to just reflect on what it is that you are doing. Before you buy anything, you do a heap of research on that company, on that product, on that service. If there is no information there to answer your questions, you're typically not going to buy from that person or from that company. You might, when doing that research, uncover some content from their competitors. And so therefore, you're probably going to end up buying from a competitor, even though you were originally searching information from our first company at the beginning, right? So you've gone from one company to another purely because of the content that is out there. This is such an important concept, because if other companies are successful in what they do, you need to be demonstrating that you are also equally as successful by applying what has worked for them. So again, when it comes to marketing, it's about making the buyer journey exciting. You buy based on your research. So if you want people to buy from you, you need to have the right sales assets in place, and you have to make that sales process or that buyer journey exciting for your potential customer to go down. If it's boring and it's filled with technical jargon and it's filled with complexity and it's difficult for them to understand, if you over-educate your customers and you treat them like they're this really intelligent being, which most of the case they might be, but they actually prefer to read basic, simple language or to consume basic, simple content, as we have seen from, politics, political campaigns. Typically, the politicians that dominate, they're the ones that speak very simply to people. Okay, look at Donald Trump, very intelligent man, but the way he speaks is very simple. So you need to dumb everything down, even for a highly intelligent audience, because it's more fun that way. So what do you find fun before buying anything? What do you like to uncover before you purchase something, a product or a service? It all comes down to content, guys. You need to have those short form videos that are being pumped out. Those videos shouldn't be boring. You shouldn't have the technical jargon in there. You should talk about big picture stuff. You should talk about stuff that is relevant to people in there every day, and then link it to what it is that your product or service does. This is what makes things fun. This is what gets you reach. And then when people want to do more research, they want to dig into it, you have content out there that answers all the typical questions that people typically ask you when they jump on a sales call, or when they email you, or when you're DMing them. You're going to have a list of questions. If you've been in this game for a while, there's a list of questions that people ask you. Oftentimes people ask you the same ones. If you're not capitalizing on those questions and creating content that answers those questions, how can you expect to increase revenue? And you shouldn't just make one piece of content to answer one question. You should constantly bombard your audience, your network, with content that answers that question repeatedly for different positions within companies that you're selling into, or for different buyer personas, or however you want to play it. You need to have more than one piece. Short forms, long forms, blog articles. You can even expand that to a blog article on your website as well as a blog article on your LinkedIn profile. This game means that you have to scale this across multiple segments. It's an omni-channel experience. If you look at the 7-hour rule, people actually now are saying, experts out there in the field are now saying that not only does someone need to consume 7 hours worth of your content, but they also have to experience that content in 4 different areas. So if you're just focusing on one channel, like LinkedIn, for example, it's not going to be enough. You need to be able to apply that same content or the same concept in some way, shape or form to another channel like YouTube or Instagram, ideally all of them if you can. This way you're able to hit people on different market segments, different social media channels, and so you're able to do that 7-hour, 4-hour and the 11 touch point rule, because they need to be hit across 11 different touch points, right? I think it's called the 7-4-11 rule. So focus on making your buyer journey more exciting. What would you like to see in someone's content before you buy? That's one of the easiest ways to reflect. But you can also look at your competitors, the ones out there in the industry who are dominating, as well as in any other industry. Because usually a company that is dominating one industry compared to another company that's dominating a different industry, they're usually doing the same kind of things. And it's just little things, guys. Like if you sell a complex technical service, technology, cybersecurity, software, make it fun. So when someone goes on your website, most of these software companies, they've already got the websites now. They all look the same. They're nice and clean and modern. But many people don't have a very good demo on there. You don't have any training about your software on there. No technical insights or anything like that. So if someone is non-technical, they can't go to your website and buy the software and just use it and learn themselves. They don't want to do that. They want to be able to see what you have. This is why you need to have demos. It makes it more exciting and more fun. Plus there's a whole range of other different content that you can come up with. There's a lot of ideas that we apply to some of the software companies that we work with at Video CEOs. But my point here for this video is you have to emulate what the most successful companies in different industries are doing. You have to reflect on what it is that makes you buy from other people and from other companies. And then you have to implement that into your business and make the entire journey fun. Because if you're rushing people to make a sale, usually you're going to either scare them off or they'll buy and not be happy with it because they haven't really done their research. They didn't fully understand what it is that you can help them with. And so make it fun throughout the journey. YouTube videos, long form. You can put vlogs in there as well. B2B companies, B2B professionals, B2B influencers are doing vlogs these days. You can go to trade shows and vlog it. It makes it fun. People can consume content that isn't necessarily going to be sales orientated, but it is content nonetheless that allows them to build a relationship with you, even if you've not met them in person, and even if you're not communicating with them. I often get people messaging me on LinkedIn who said that they've been following my content. They see my posts often, and yet they never like those posts. They never comment on those posts, but they're ready to go. When they do reach out to me, they're ready to buy. And so that's the key here. You want to create a range of different sales assets. You want to show up all the time consistently, make the entire journey fun and exciting. Business should be fun. And if you make it fun, you're going to make more money. So if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.